Alright, what's up? We're gonna go over real quickly a couple news bits and the new Luffy. So the new Luffy is the Summertime Luffy. You can get it by checking the blog, looking at the right side. It'll have you link to the website. Also, if you look in the description, we'll have a link to where it to the Japan redeemable page, where you type in your ID into the top page, and then the code to get Luffy on the bottom side. Now this Luffy, his captain ability is basically a worse version of Gear 3 Luffy and a worse version of version 2 Sanji. It's after you hit 3 perfects, it gives you, that's the special. After you hit 3 perfects, you get 2.5 times attack to all your characters. So it's basically a 3 attacks like Gear 3 Luffy and only 2.5 times boost like version 2 Sanji. His special is he reduces your sealed states for 2 turns, and he reduces all your damage that you take by 50% for 2 turns also. So it's pretty good. His special is the best thing about this new Luffy. His special it's basically a mix between an unlocker like Helmeppo. It also reduces Captain Lock and Captain Silence for 2 turns. So that's really, really useful. It's that's definitely the best thing about him, is reducing the Lock and Silence for 2 turns. And he also gives you a 50% damage reduction for 2 turns, like Smoker does. So it's both of those effects really, really useful. His stats aren't the best. He is a blue character. His stats only give you, his max stats are 930 attack or so, and about 2,000 health. So even though he doesn't really bring it in the stat page, he doesn't bring it in on the captain ability, he has a great, great special. And his special is starting out at 20. It looks like we can reduce it. Some characters that we get from special promotions already have their levels at max of whatever, but this one has level 1 of whatever. So that makes me think that we might be able to lower the cooldown at some point in the future. We'll have to see about that one. For some of the other events that we have coming up on Japan, let's go through them real quick. Oops. Some of the other news we have going on in Japan is that we're having new secret characters coming out. We got Log Usopp coming up right here. That's definitely Log Usopp, same thing as before. He's going to have voice acting and sound effects and all that jazz. We're getting all the 4.0 updates that we've seen before. We're also getting an island. This is going to be a 1 time a day run island. It's going to be for 12 hours each day. So for 12 hours each day, the island will be there and you can run it 1 time. And it's going to have the version 1 Straw Hats on the island. And it seems to be a way to get our old characters back again. So you can get another Usopp, you can get another Nami, you can get another Luffy and Zoro and stuff. This looks like it's going to be for the 4.0 update that lets us fuse characters together, and whenever you fuse a character to himself, you get some kind of bonus that you get the options of getting bonuses that we can put together with the characters. Yellow Princess Turtle is coming out, super cool. If you don't know about the Princess Turtle, it has tons of health. It has, I think, 13,000 health or so, so the only way to clear her out, and it has like 400,000 armor. So the only way you can clear her out is by getting an armor reducer or using like 3 characters such as Vista Sanji to take care of her. That would be one of the easiest teams for most people to make, is double Vista and Sanji. And that using all 3 of their specials to clear her out. You'll get in a lot of trouble if you hit the secret Princess Turtle, but just for each run you'll be able to get a Princess Turtle pretty well. We also get pigs from the Dead End Mushis, which is kind of nice. Now I'd still prefer just to get stamina refills from the Dead End Mushi, but you know, anything better than if the pigs reduce the chance of me getting bellies from Dead End Mushis, totally fine with that. Half stamina updates, which is not really super exciting. Half stamina is useful if you're farming a certain character, but it's not during the right time, then you're not really going to get much benefit out of it. We get Friend Point Sugo Fest. Friend Point Sugo Fest, where you get skill books from there. We at least get these 5 skill books. Don't know which other skill books we'll have access to, but we have at least those 5. All very good skill books. All very good to have. We have 6 days to do it, so we'll say make sure you have those skill points friends up. I already have 46. It's nice. Now we'll go back to older updates now. We'll just go over really quickly some of the new stuff. We're gonna get new missions out, and we're going to have these orbs that we've talked about before. I'm gonna go over one more time for anyone who missed it, because we have more information about the orbs. So far, what's been confirmed, the orbs we have a special move reduction. So the way that these orbs work is that you can fuse characters together with himself. Say I have a Strongworld Luffy here. If I fuse Kimono Luffy or Afro Luffy or Version 1 Luffys together to him, they give you a chance of getting these extra +1 whatever boosts they are. And then those you can see on the character page which ones you have available to you. When you have them on the team, you can select which ones to bring into. You can, select. I want to bring these ones into here. It looks like you can get maximum of 5 on each type. We haven't seen if some of them only go up to 1, some only go up to 3. But so far, it seems that at least each orb that you can get goes up to 5 types. I'm gonna call them sockets, and I'm gonna call them gems and sockets for the purpose of this video, just so we don't mix it up with orb swapping and stuff like that. So we're gonna call them gems and sockets. So let's say that I have 10 food gems available. If you were so far, what we see right here is that if you have 10 food gems on your entire team sockets into battle, you get a little recovery at the beginning of each turn, sort of like Vivi or the Flying Mary ability. And we're gonna have dual type characters. Not sure what the dual type is. Some people have guessed that dual type is the Devil Fruit type. So some people have guessed Devil Fruit as a dual type. Not sure, or Captain as a dual type, just because we see Luffy, Law, and Ace. But so far, that's all we're going on. Just because we see Luffy, Law, and Ace as the characters that possibly are getting a dual type, we're going off of that and saying it might be Devil Fruit. I'm just going to leave it open to see what exactly we get. But as far as what these gems do, what the gems and the sockets do, what we've got confirmed so far is that we have gems that will give you special move reduction, reduces all your specials by 2 turns at the start of an adventure. That works exactly like Sengoku or Kuro's new ship and a couple other characters do as captains. So you have a chance to reduce, once you hit that gem threshold and you have X number of gems, and you reduce your specials by 2 turns at the very start. We've got damage reduction, which reduces all incoming damage by 10%, which is really, really interesting. Definitely makes it a lot easier if you're using VV teams to try to block damage, or just take less damage from continuous effects, like Enel's damage over time. We have lock resistance, which is a pretty interesting RNG that's going to be added, and maybe you'll unlock at the beginning every time you get locked. So not sure what the chance is, but it seems like whenever you would get locked by someone, like Smoker on the Zero Stamina Island, you'll just get unlocked immediately, which is really, really nifty that you might have a chance to just not have to bring an unlocking character and just cross your fingers and hope that you can just use that to get unlocked. We're not sure if it might only be like 10% where, that'll just be something lucky that happens, or it might be more consistent, like 25% that you can actually kind of hope that it happens. We'll have to see based on that. There's Captain Silence resistance. Captain Silence recovers up to 3 turns of Captain Silence, so it seems like it's going to work the same way as the lock resistance, whereas whenever you get locked or silenced, you have a chance of just getting unlocked or unsilenced immediately, which is really, really nifty. We have heal every turn like Vivi, which is going to be more useful on teams that are trying to actually go for healing every turn, such as Enel or Vivi leads, or islands that don't give you recovery, such as Arlong's Island. Those are going to be really, really useful to have. You can also recover, there's recovery increase, which is separate. There's going to be a recovery increase, and there's going to be heal every turn. Those two are going to be separate. Recovery increase are going to give you extra healing every time you use a meat orb. It looks like it's up to 2,000 healing per meat orb, which is a big difference, especially if you're using a team that has really low recovery, like a slasher team with the slasher chip, or using like a monster chopper team. Not sure if it's going to be added before or after that, showing up at 0 recovery, but it might make a difference to actually be able to heal with the monster chopper team. There's orb appearance up, which gives you a higher chance of seeing the matching orb. It's not, so far it's not like red orb appearance up, blue orb appearance up, it's just orb appearance up, so it's just a higher chance of getting a matching orb, which is really, really, really useful. There's poison resistance, that reduces the damage you can take from poison, or it could even possibly negate poison entirely if you get enough poison resistance. There's map damage tolerance, which is reduction against continuous map damage, continuous stage damage, such as the sandstorm damage on Alabasta or Enel's lightning damage that happens every 3 turns. There's map damage tolerance there. Not clear how useful that's going to be yet, especially if we're able to move sockets around. You can always bring that to Enel or bring it to Alabasta if you're having trouble with it. There's also Survivor, which I think is the most interesting one. I joked about this a lot when we were talking about what orbs are, especially this orb right here. We're joking about it a lot, but it seems like there is actually going to be a Survivor orb, and that Survivor orb gives you a chance of surviving with 1 hit point from a single attack. So it gives you like a single-use Laboon effect or single-use Pel effect. Not clear what the chance of it's gonna be, or if it's like the first time you would die on a stage, instead you don't die, which is really, really interesting. Getting a second life effect, if it's a guaranteed second life effect, opens up so many possibilities on bosses such as Dofi or other bosses that would normally one-shot you in a really strong attack. You suddenly don't need to bring a character like Jozu that negates that attack. You can just take the hit, go down to 1 hit point, and it also opens up abilities that would deal damage based on how much health you have. Like some couple of Stronghold characters, like Stronghold Sanji, does damage based on how much health you're missing. Or Blackbeard. If you would just take a really big hit from Blackbeard, go down to 1 hit point, survive that with a Survivor perk, and then all of a sudden you just use double Blackbeard special and wipe them out. All these are really, really interesting possibilities that we're opening up. We'll get more information about them later, and hopefully we'll see what's about. On Global, we'll go over just a little bit more news on Global. We also have 2.2 coming out. There's the date for it now. 2.2 is coming out on July 21st. And with that, we get Nanohana, we're gonna get the Alvida hideout missions, and we're gonna get Cotton Candy and Denden Mushis. Those Denden Mushis and Cotton Candies are by far the 2 most exciting things for me. Denden Mushis, like we said before, is you hook them up with your Twitter account. When you see a Denden Mushi, you're gonna get 5 of them a day. You click on it, and it'll ask you, would you like to send out a tweet? If you say yes, send out the tweet, it'll send out a tweet, and then you get something for free. It could be cotton candy, it could be food, it could be a full stamina refill, it could be turtles, it could be gems even. That's why you always want to use the Dendamuchis at the end after you use up all your stamina, because you don't want to get a full stamina refill the moment that you have full stamina. That's just a waste of stamina. Anyways, that's most of the news coming up in One Piece Treasure Cruise. I've been Zenigami, and y'all stay beautiful.